Well, hello there! Isn't this a bit of a roller coaster to a widow, I would say? Hello everyone, my name is A.B.W.L and welcome to another video on the channel. I'm so bad at doing intros. Anyway, as we are currently rolling through these sections, as you can see behind my screen, we are doing an explanation for every single block in the game. You heard me right, every one of these sections that you see behind me is going to be one of the categories. We're going through every one of them, and here is the first video for the first section, which is this section right behind me that I just crossed over. So without any further ado, let's hit it. So here we are at the creative menu on the first category, the brick wall category. As you can see right here, I'm going to explain every single one of them. I have prepared some of them, not every single one of them, because one thing that you would know about the first category is that the majority of these blocks have a decoration purpose rather than a functionality. However, some of them does still have a functionality of somewhat. But the first thing that I'm going to tell you is the walls. Look at them walls. Okay, anyway. So, walls are obviously just like this. Players and mobs in the game cannot cross walls by just jumping. That's the first thing. They have the same game mechanic as fences, but they're a bit thicker, I guess. And they also make really cool patterns like this, or this one that is like a brick wall with a little bit of a depth into it, which makes it a better decorative thing rather than just the fences that just has two things in them. So you can connect walls like this, and then you can have a very thin wall while giving it a bit of a depth into your decoration builds. Next thing on the list is fences and fence gates. Well, the first thing to know about the gates and fence gates is that they also, like walls, prevent mobs like animals, creatures, like hostile creatures, and even players away from jumping onto the other side. Their hitbox is a bit more than a full block, so you can't really jump over them. You can open and close a gate fence, so you can enter your animal place, whatever. I don't really know the word for it. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, you can use the fence gate to get in and get out, or like lure in some animals, or just simply use it as a gate, I guess. But one thing that I would say for a bit of an extra is that carpets have a very cool thing about carpets is that you can place it on top of literally anything, and one of them is the fences. You see, when I look at this fence, you see it's not a full block. The outline selection shows that it's like a quarter of a block, or like the middle part of a block, so it's not a full block, but a carpet is a full block. So what essentially means is that I can jump on the carpet, but I'm not jumping on the fences. Remember, the carpet is the one that I'm jumping on. If I just move a bit further, you see I'm going like higher. That is because this is where the hitbox of a fence is, and this is where a carpet is. So I'm standing on a carpet, so I can jump on this carpet and go into my fence gates, inside my fence gates, but animals can't because they see the gate and they think that they cannot jump, so they're not going to jump over this. However, I as a player know that this carpet is a jumpable thing, so I can jump on it and I can just move in and move out. Honestly, do that instead of just putting a gate, because most of the times these dudes they just run out, and this is not a plenty thing to see in your world, honestly. So next thing is the stairs selection. I did not really did a good job on prioritizing these things, sorry. But yeah, stairs. Well, one of the main purpose is to get up somewhere, I guess your second floor, or build things like tall. The main purpose of it is to climb and more beautiful things to these stairs, because oh boy do I know that these stairs are the most blocks used for decorations, buildings, and a lot of stuff just like this. Well, first I got to tell you that stairs are directional. What do you mean by directional? It means that wherever I look, they're going to face towards me. So you see this stair, it's facing towards me. The L shape is like facing towards me. So if I rotate this way, I place this, it's going to face towards me again, this way and this way. So it's a directional block. It means that on each direction you look at, it's going to look into you as well. And so how do I make this couch? How did you do it? Well, another thing about the stairs is that if a sideways stair goes into them, they will shape themselves in a way that they can kind of blend in with the sideways coming to the stair there. You see, this one was supposed to be just these two top layer, but this other one also created itself because it wants to connect up to this other sideways. So that means that you can build way to the side of a stair. You can build stuff so that it makes a couch or anything like that. And you can also make a table. Now you might be confused, how on earth did I did this? Well, if you cut a block into half, you see there's like a line between the upper section and the lower section. When I click on the lower section, you see it's a normal stair. But if I click on the top part right here in this white blank that you see, if I click on this part, my stair will be upside down. This is mostly used for decorations like building a table or building a roof. This is a very cool thing to know about stairs, that they are directional and they have the normal version and the upside down version. You can use them as chairs as well. I will get to these later. That's a door, that's just a door, but these are trapdoors. You may have wondered, oh, trapdoor, is it supposed to trap anything? Well, the first thing is that there's an iron door and an iron trapdoor that you may have placed and wondered, why can't I open this? Well, you see, both iron door and iron trapdoor requires redstone signal to be activated. Like this lever, if I turn it on, you see both of them opens. Iron trapdoor and door, both of them opens. This is good for like your houses. Maybe you don't want like hostile creatures to get in, because zombies can break doors, I believe. So this is a very good thing to have if you do not want zombies or like creatures to get inside your house by breaking through your door. So yeah, they need a redstone signal, so maybe a lever, maybe a button. Yeah, mostly just a lever or a button or a pressure plate will do the trick for you. Now another thing about the trapdoor, it's supposed to trap something, right? I'm going to show you that what its purpose is. The thing about trapdoor is that you see it as a kind of a full block. You can just walk through this, right? But when you open it, you see it as it's not open. You can just fall through this. But for mobs in the game thinks that this is a full block like this. They can just walk through, but they do not know that it's open. They do not know that it's open, so they'll just walk through and they'll fall into the hole that you have created. Let me just demonstrate. So if I spawn a creeper, he's gonna go kaboom. But that was a very blooper right there. But if I just stand here, you see he falls through the trapdoor. If I just will be quick enough, or maybe up, there we go. I close the trapdoor and that green boy is just stuck down there. Yes. Besides trapdoor, there are also other blocks that has the same mechanic as a trapdoor, that mobs see it as a full block and they'll just walk onto it, like buttons. And I would say that trapdoor is probably the most used one, as it has a mechanic that mobs can see it as a full block and they'll just walk through until they fall into a hole. But yeah, that concludes the trapdoor. The next thing on the list is scaffolding. You might have wondered, what is scaffolding? You placed it, you've looked at it, you wondered why it is, and then you come in the middle and you see this arrowy thing. You try to do anything with it, and then you made another one on top of it, then you see that you can climb this thing. Yes, scaffolding is used for building, like going up in the like into the upper section of your builds. You can just climb this thing by holding your jump button. On phone it's this button that you see, but on PC it's just your spacebar, I believe. And this arrowy thing for us in mobile is the coming down, and I think it's crouch for PC if you're wondering. And another thing is that they have a limitation of going sideways. As you can see, this is hanging 6 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I was to place one more block here, if I can, you see it falls. So it's a gravitational block, you can say, or something that actually does care about gravitation, because if I place this, you can see it falls. Why? Because it has reached its limit, because it's 6 blocks far from its pillar or where its standpoint is, so it's not going to hang up until there. So yeah, if you ever wondered what the limit is, it's 6 blocks. You can go sideways at 6 blocks each way, of course, and you can just place them like this. It does not matter, like if you're in the block or outside the block like this, you can just click and click, and they will go up. And another thing about them is that on Java there are instant break, but on Bedrock it takes a while to break them, and while you break the first one, the rest just collapses, which is a very cool thing about scaffolding, which makes it unique, I guess, because like if you scaffold with like other blocks like stone or like dirt, stuff like that, you will see that it's a very harder job to do instead of scaffolding. But I would admit that scaffolding does kind of look weird. The next item I'm going to explain is the concrete powder. You may have wondered why the concrete powder and concrete are kind of like have the same thing, but concrete powder is like something that you can make in survival. But how do you make a concrete in itself? Concrete powder, yes, it is makeable in survival, but how do you get this block concrete? Well, this answer is very simple: water. You see, concrete, just like in real life, when a concrete you like pour water on concrete powder, it will turn it will like harden it, and it will turn into a concrete. So if I place water, as you see, they change the color and they became the concrete itself. So yeah, that's how you get the concrete from concrete powder. As you can see, they're all 16 colors, and there's the all 16 colors of the concrete itself. There's the concrete powder and there's the concrete itself. So if you want a concrete by yourself, all you gotta do is to place down your concrete and then pour down some water, then you will have your own concrete. For all people, I'm pretty sure that do not know this, because they always wondered how to get these concretes, and they were like, I guess it's a creative thing. No, it's a thing that you can get. Okay, you could just pour water and it will turn into into concrete. Sorry, terracotta is the next thing. Sorry, the next item is the terracotta. Okay, terracotta, whatever. So the thing about terracotta is to know that they have their own colors. They're really cool, but you can also smelt them into the glazed terracotta, which I will get to later, because right now I must tell you everything about the smelting options, because in this category you have a lot of options that you may have not know how to even make them. Like this, the clay. Have you ever wondered, what does this clay do? Oh no, that's gunpowder. There it is. The clay, what does this clay do? Honestly, what's the purpose of this block right here? What is the purpose of that? Well, it does nothing. Well, if you smelt it, it will give you bricks, normal bricks, just as you can see right here. And if I bring up a crafting table and put it in a 4x4, yeah, there we go, it will give me the brick block, which then you can use to make beautiful things, I guess. This is how you get bricks, everyone. You may have all wondered how to get brick block, and you had no idea how. You have to smelt clay into the bricks and then craft the bricks into the brick blocks. It's a bit of a process, but I guess it's something. These are all the smelting things in this category, I guess, that you can make by smelting. Netherrack. If you smelt a netherrack, you will get a netherrack brick. Then you can make a netherrack brick block. Clay block. If you smelt the clay block, you will get a terracotta. A sand. If you smelt sand, you will get, obviously, glass. You smelt cobblestone, it gives you stone. You smelt stone, it gives you smooth stone. Then it's sandstone. If you smelt sandstone, it will give you the smooth sandstone, which looks way much better than the sandstone. And if you smelt the quartz, it will give you the smooth quartz. And if you smelt this thing, which is called the coarse fruit in the last one, which I will get to in the part of itself, but if you smelt this, it will give you the popped coarse fruit. It's like a popcorn. And then 4 of these will give you a purple block, I believe. Yes, purple block, which is cool by itself. The next items are honey block and honeycomb block. Honeycomb block mostly has a decorational purpose rather than like a functional purpose, but honey block, however, does have a redstone purpose. You see, honey block acts just like the slime block, which I will get to later. As you can see, it's the next item. But honey block can stick its surrounding blocks to itself. So as you can see, the honey blocks are sticked into these blocks. So if I press this lever, this piston is going to pull these 3 honey blocks that are sticked together, and then because the honey blocks are sticked into these 2 blocks, it's also going to pull up these 2 blocks. You see, these 2 blocks were usually here, but then they also get pulled up as the honey blocks does. Before we get to this slime block, I just wanted to tell you that you cannot jump on a honey block. It's a cool thing for trapping your friends, I guess, but yeah, notice that you cannot jump off of a honey block. It's a cool mechanic, and it does make sense because it's very sticky, I guess. A slime block, the bouncy boy. A slime block. The next item is the slime block. As I said, it acts the same as the honey. Honey acts the same as slime, I guess, because slime came first. And yes, it pulls up the blocks, but a very cool thing to know is that slime and honey does not stick together. And yes, there is a limitation to pulling up. As you can see, there are like 5 here, but the limitation is 12 blocks. So if there was like 12 blocks on this piston, it's not going to pull it up. So if I was just place some more, I think this is 12. As you can see, it's not lifting it up because it has, yes, this is 12. This is 12 blocks. It has a limit for pushing blocks, and it's 12 blocks if you're wondering. The next thing is actually a requested item from one of my friends to be explained. Netherite block. Honestly, netherite block is made out of netherite ingots, so you just grab a crafting table, you click on it, and you drag the netherite around, and there you have it. Block of netherite. Honestly, it doesn't really have any purposes, except that netherite does not burn in lava or fire, and if you happen to have these in your survival world, you are known to be very rich. Next item is the lodestone. Yay! This is a very cool looking block, judging by its like side looks. There's like a shape in the middle of it, but it has a functional purpose. If I just grab a compass, you see the compass is pointing towards that direction, right? That's the spawn. But if I click on the lodestone, it will give me a new compass, which is called lodestone compass. Now if I move around, if you look closely, you will notice that the compass is pointing towards the lodestone. So if you want on a survival world, you go too far from your home, or you just don't want to get lost from your home, this is a very cool thing to have. As like, and every time you click on it, it will reset. So if you move your lodestone somewhere else, it will reset. Like if I put it on this, it will look at that one. Okay, let me put it a bit further. It's going to load on that one, and if I put this, it's going to load on this one. So it's a very cool and unique thing that you can use for not getting lost from your base. The next item is the carpet. Why did I choose carpet? To explain, well, they kind of have a cool thing to know about them, and it's that you can stack these on top of each other, and obviously if you break the first one, the rest is just gonna collapse. But you can just stack these on top of each other. You can make like you can escape with these very easily, but the only thing that takes the person in the bottom is to break the first one and you're dead. So yeah, I don't really suggest that. Another thing that is that if you put it on top of a honey block, it's also going to prevent you from jumping or like walking fastly. As you can see, I'm sprinting. I even have speed 2, yet I walk very, very slowly. It's because of the honey blocks that have a slow, giving you like a slow walk, so you can't really do anything once you're in them. And it's a really cool thing. Like if you have these in your base and you have it covered up with like some carpets, it's going to confuse your friends for like why they're so slow, or why can't they just jump. It's a very cool thing to know. Well, the last but not least, glazed terracotta. This one, as you can see, they come in variations of colors. Obviously, it's from the ones that I also said that if you put them in a furnace, you will get the glazed terracotta. As you can see, orange gold glazed terracotta, and glazed terracottas have a pattern which is very cool and very beautiful. Some of them are really cool, and they are in like many variations. As you can see, this one, they have another variation like these two. And the way you put them is you grab one, obviously. The way you put them is that you place down one, and then wherever you see the pattern, you see this pattern, you will just go clockwise in your direction. It has kind of a stair mechanism where it's directional. So if you're looking at this direction, it's going to face this way. If you turn and place another direction, and another direction. They are kind of directional, but depending on what pattern you're making, also the size of it, you're going to get multiple patterns and multiple good for floors. This block is mostly used for floors or like walls or like roofs, I guess. They have a really cool pattern to them. Each one of them is unique itself. Like this one and this one, you see how they're different. The red ones, the orange ones, all of these are the patterns that you can make with each one of them. I've tried to make the majority of them, but some of them just has too many patterns that you can be creative. Like this one looks like a fan, and it's very, very cool. But oh, a creeper face, a creeper. Yes, this one does have a creeper face in it. A lot of people doesn't really see it, but I do. And you can see like this one, and this one has a lot of patterns. You can make a lot of patterns with some of the glazed terracottas, but as you can see, except for the arrow one I believe is the purple or magenta. Yes, the magenta terracotta will give you the arrow one. Good for directional, but there's not really a pattern to it. So this is the only glazed terracotta that doesn't really have a pattern. It's just a directional. But yeah, the rest of them still does have a lot of patterns to them. And these were all the patterns that I tried to make. So you can have a great idea of what patterns you can have with the glazed terracotta. I guess that's it for all the explanation that I needed to tell you. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I tried to explain the majority of the blocks that I thought you're going to not know what their real purpose is, or maybe you do not really know how to use them. There are a lot of I guess hacks for using these blocks as well that I did not mention, but in the later videos I will mention them, so don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like the video and comment as well. I do want to know what your opinion is on this video, whether you liked it or not, or whether you find it useful, or maybe you found something that you didn't knew about Minecraft already. Maybe you found something new, maybe you learned something new. Let me all know in the comment section. I will really appreciate it, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one where I'm going to explain the next category, obviously. So until the next time, don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.